What's going on? There's a brother Jay, and I'm back with another thought of the day. Now, I know after all the contents I've been making lately, I'm saying I've been kind of like on a heavier note. So today it's on a lighter note. You know what I'm saying? And matter of fact, it just happened, so that's why it's funny to me. To give you the context, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? Well, my thought of the day is you got to be more careful, part two. Got to be more careful, man. So the context is set up like this. Some time ago, a while ago, I have mentioned on the phone. I mentioned before that this lady was, you know, saying texting and stuff like that while walking down the street, and she straight walked into a tree, right? Okay, this one right here was a little bit more critical. Okay, I'm returning from the store, not even 15 minutes ago. I'm returning from the store, and I'm basically in a distance about, I want to say 15 to 20 feet behind this dude. And we walking like kind of like in the street, but on the right hand side of the road. Either way, long story short, while he's on the phone texting and stuff like that, this guy that was just sitting in his car having lunch or whatever, he opens his car door, and the dude, I mean, he if he was looking up, he could have avoided it. But since he was in his phone, he was walking straight. You know what I'm saying? It was like maybe two or three steps, and so it was like blam, and then he fell back to the ground. And when he fell on the ground, he banged his head on the curb and stuff like that, split his skull a little bit. So they had to call an ambulance and shit like that. I'm like, now me, as ghetto as I am, I can be civil, but I wasn't at that moment. I was cracking the fuck up because that shit was funny as shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I be trying to tell people all the time, man, look, even me, you know what I'm saying? Now, I might walk down the street and I have my music going or something like that, but I ain't texting and not looking around where I'm going, you know what I'm saying? No, no. I'm so used to being in Los Angeles where you got to look up and down the street and who's that car and you know those niggas and you got to be constantly on alert, you know what I'm saying? You don't have time to, or I put it this way, you don't have the luxury of walking down the street, just looking in your cell phone, texting while you're walking down the street, not paying attention to your environment and shit, you know? So that was funny for me, man. I mean, naturally, it wasn't funny when the ambulance is called, but I wish I had that on videotape, man, because that was a horrible crash, bro. I mean, because he was walking in full fucking stride. And you know what I'm saying? And you know how you're saying tall white boys, they walk super fucking fast. So he was walking severely fast, door flung open, and then blam! Bloof! Oh man, I fell apart. I can't front. I know you call me insensitive all you want to. That's okay, man. But that was funny as shit. So the moral of the story is, man, take your face out the cell phone. My logic is like this. Unless it's something that's a 911 situation, all that conversation can wait till I get home. All of it. I don't care if I'm in mid stride and stuff like that, and some broad text me and stuff like that saying, hey, can I see you tonight? I'll look, I'll see the text, but then I'll wait till I get home. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you text me right away? Bitch, I ain't have time to. You know? Not everything's a 911 situation. I don't need to have like 5 and 6 different conversations while I'm walking down the street. All of them can wait. You know what I'm saying? Only time you'll ever catch me walking down the street in my cell phone is if I arrive somewhere and I'm trying to say, hey, like, hey, where are you? Where are your apartments? Or where is this party? Or trying to find some kind of location or something. That's the only time you'll see me doing that. But constantly having a long, novel conversation with a motherfucker while I'm walking down the street? No. 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 You know what I'm saying? That's why I love my old school ways. Saying, you know, first of all, I'm going to sit there and hit the fucking speaker button and talk to you through my earphones or whatever, Bluetooth or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't going to be writing this long ass novel and shit. No. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I be telling people, you know what I'm saying? And in conclusion, I'll say this on my final note, because it's not going to be a long thought of the day. I just thought it was funny to share this. You know, on the final note, thank the Lord in heaven that I was never a robber or a jacker or something like that, because this is the perfect time to jack motherfuckers. Because I be seeing people, you know what I'm saying, sitting in their cars, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? On their text phone, or on their phone texting, or at a bus stop texting. If I was a jacker, man, this is the perfect time to do it. Especially when you can put on a face mask or something like that to somewhat conceal your identity, even though they're getting pretty good at looking through your facial symmetry and stuff like that, tell who you are and shit like that. But this is the time to really be jacking people, really. And I'm not saying I condone it, and I'm not saying motherfuckers go out there and do it. I'm saying if I was a jacker, oh man, this would be the perfect time to jack people because they always into their phone. So people want to learn the hard way, man. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, because it's one thing that random things just happen to people by circumstance, and it's other things that you can prevent. Like, for example, this. Let's say that you're on your cell phone, correct? So you're on your cell phone and you're in your own little zone, but you're still walking. Okay. Now, if you wasn't in your cell phone, you would notice that a block away there's a whole bunch of niggas hanging around, and they look like they up to no good and stuff like that. So you can have the forward momentum to say, "Whoa, that's like 4 or 5 dudes there." To avoid this bullshit, let me cross the street or let me go a different route. But if you're in your cell phone, you ain't paying attention until you walk into some shit and people like, "Hey, what the fuck you doing?" and shit. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry and shit. You know. So this is a warning. Some things you can prevent if you just take your face out of your phone. Like this dude who crashed through this door. If he didn't have his face in the phone, he would saw that door open. Whoa. Let me walk around that fucker. You know what I mean? So he deserved all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he deserved the concussion on his head and stuff like that. He don't deserve that, you know what I'm saying, to be that critical, you know what I'm saying? But he deserved that crash. Yes, he did. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad I be paying attention to everything around my environment. What? Who's that? Who are you? You know, so this is light of note, you know what I'm saying, of my thought of the day, you know what I'm saying? People, you got to be more careful. You know what I'm saying? Save your cell phone communication and especially them long ass texts for when you get home. Or are you on the bus somewhere where you can eat up time while you're sitting, you know? But walking and texting, nothing's that serious, bro. If it's that serious, you'd be like, hey, look, just call me. So please, people, be more careful. Deuce.